The festive season is upon us again, which is so great because we love Christmas, because Christmas you can sort of get to dress up and wear all your fabulous frocks and fabulous makeup and be a bit more experimental and a bit more dramatic. It's winter, so we kind of need a little bit more oomph, a bit more colour, and you know, that sort of festivity that kind of makes us want to kind of experiment and have fun. So I'm going to show you a look today on how to get a sort of purple smoky eye, which is really fantastic with this really dusky rose, beautiful Chanel coloured lip gloss. And obviously contouring and highlighting the face, but it's a really kind of great, sparkly, dramatic evening look. It's great for parties. I think you're going to have a fabulous time in this look. Use a fantastic moisturiser, anything that's sort of hydrating and really kind of a thick moisturiser. That's what I like to use. This is my secret cream, and my own little mix that I've always used. But there are lots of fantastic moisturisers out there. So I'm using a sheer to medium coverage foundation, and I always like to start in the centre of the face and blend it out, always using my hands. Sometimes I like to use a foundation brush, but in this case I'm using my hands just to blend it into the skin. I always like to let the skin shine through. Always sort of around the darker shades underneath the eyes. There's a little bit of pigmentation around the nose, there's a little bit of redness in the centre of the face, blending it out. And down into the neck, just to make sure you don't end up with that foundation line. The concealer I would put on any blemishes and redness around the nose and underneath the eyes. I will often put a little bit of foundation or concealer on the ears just to make sure that everything sort of blends in, so you don't end up with these red ears. Just put a perfect face and then perfect foundation and then a red ear. I love using eye brighteners. Well, I love using eye brighteners all year round, but particularly they're a great saviour at this time of year when one is having, you know, there's not enough sun and might have had maybe too much fun over the festive season and too many late nights, so they're a real winner. Right, so we pop quite a lot of that under there. Don't blend it too close up to the eye because it can make you look a little bit tired, a little bit puffy. So now we're just going to pop on a little bit of powder down the centre of the face. I always like to use very precision powder. I don't like to use powder all over the face. I like to keep the outer edges of the face clear of powder to sort of, you know, they can bring out the natural shine that sort of gives you that wonderful highlight on your cheekbones. So really I like to use powder down the centre of the face to stop any of the lines that are cast sort of here or shadows, and underneath the eyes and a bit on the forehead. So precision powder all in this area. So now I'm going to use eyebrow pencils by MAC, Finger Lingering. They're fantastic colours, suit everybody. And then, look at me darling, and then just create a dot here and a little dot in the arch and a little dot where you're going to end. And that will give you a great map as to follow, sort of give you that great arch that one needs for that brow lift. Little small strokes. Whenever you're doing a makeup, always use eyelash curlers because it really opens up your eye and gives them a little lift. So we're going to use a bit of this Tom Ford eyeliner in Bruise, which is gorgeous, just to give that kind of, to really give the kind of eye a bit of a graphic shape, and then we'll use the powders to kind of blend in. We're going to rim the inner corner of the eye all the way around on the waterline. Remember to get right into the lash line so you leave no gap, so lift your eye up so you get right in there, otherwise you'll have a bit of skin coming through. We want it to feel quite smoky. And we like going underneath the eye to create a kind of smudgy like effect, and then we'll blend that in with a brush. Now I'm going to take a brush, a Hakoda brush. I'm just going to blend that in. So now we're going to use the fantastic Violet Dust Tom Ford, very glamorous, very festive, very naughty party season look on the eyes. We've got the eyeliner on, we're going to use a wash of the lilac, this colour here, all over the eye. So, and then I'm going to get a clean brush and blend that in. So just use that as a little onto the lid, back and forth, windscreen wiper, same thing again, and then up and out, and then just blend that in with a clean brush in circular motion out so you don't get any harsh lines. Look at me. Gorgeous. I'm going to take the brighter purple now and pop that on the lid. And then take the Hakuhodo brush in the same product. I'm putting this colour, the bright purple, all over this lid. So I'm going into the socket here and all over the lid. And into the V here, V-like shape, and then all over the lid, just to give it a little bit more depth of colour. I'm going to finish off with a little bit of this darker colour here. And we just go along the lash line to create a little bit of added depth. And then we're going to add a little bit of this pale colour, just a tad more underneath the brow. We're going to go right up, make it really dramatic. For a little bit of touch of sparkle, and I always like to use this product with my hands actually because it's kind of sort of wet feeling. We dab it on with your finger and tap off any excess, and then in the centre of the eye, pop a little bit of that on just to add a little bit of sparkle. Open. It's very pretty how it just sort of really brings out the festive eye. Great. If any eyeshadow drops down, which sometimes the powders do, if you try and tap them off on the back of your hand, but sometimes as you're blending they do kind of drop, just dip a cotton bud in a bit of moisturiser and just clean it up afterwards, and then go over with a bit of concealer once you've kind of taken it away, and then go with a concealer and it'll look perfect, and you'll never know that you've dropped any eyeshadow at all. So now I'm going to use the Colossal Mascara by Maybelline to really kind of finish off the eye, to give it that dramatic lashes top and bottom, to really give it that kind of gorgeous, smoky, mesmeric finish. Look down, get right in at the base of the lash, and lots of strokes to really kind of comb through the lashes so you don't end up with cloggy lashes. On the inner corner with the sparkly eyeshadow, just to create the eyes a little pop, I'm just going to pop a little bit in there. So now I'm going to pop a little bit more powder on, again down the centre of the face. I'm using this Kevin Aucoin colour in medium, which is a fantastic contouring colour. He was very famous for contouring, and I'm also using his contouring brush. So dab that underneath the cheekbones, just draw a line, just blend backwards and forwards, and underneath here, bend backwards and forwards. You can slightly blend it in, there we go. Go too far, and then a little bit into the temples, and underneath the jawline, and down the side of the nose, and a little bit at the end of the nose. We're going to use this fantastic highlighter by Kevin Aucoin called Candlelight, and we're going to use it on top of the cheekbones, down the bridge of the nose, to just create that kind of beautiful candlelight effect on the skin. And pop it on there, and on there. I'm going to use a lip liner, which I always believe in using a similar lipstick or lip gloss to your lip liner, matching it up, because I think lip liners are fantastic because they kind of help cheat your lip shape and make it even more precise, because everyone always has one sort of side of their face a little bit, especially their lips bigger than the other. And it also stops the gloss or lipstick from bleeding, so it's fantastic. So I'm using Subculture by MAC, and we are going to draw a gorgeous, it's a really good natural colour actually. It really sort of, a bit like Spice, sort of mimics the colour of the lips, very pretty, rosy colour. So I'm going to use this great colour, it's actually called Mystery, and it's by Chanel, and it's from their Christmas collection. It's a really fantastic, very pretty, neutral, wearable colour. So now we're going to put a bit of Dainty, which is a gorgeous colour by MAC. And now that we've finished the whole look and we've got the gloss on, the eyes on and the contour, we can just see how much of, you know, a little pop of pink and sort of freshness do we want to add to the skin. How much drama we want with the blush. So we're just going to pop a little bit of that blush on the top of the apples of the cheekbone. Just give a little bit of life. You can really go for, I'm sort of feeling, well, you know, it's party season. I'd actually do a little bit up into the temples, a little bit like they used to do in the 70s. There we go. I think you look very beautiful and very ready for a party. So there you have it, the 70s inspired festive sparkly look for a naughty mistletoe party. Go and have fun.